that was a challenge, and
that was controversial too. I mean,
very
nothing in the press.
Very controversial. But I'll just go get ahead and tell you, it was Michael Tobes came up to me in an event we were all attending for something. I don't recall what that event was. But at the end of this event, came up to me and said he had a favor to ask of me. So I was shocked. Michael Tobes has a favor to ask of me. You know, how often does that happen? We as a community are always asking Michael Tobes to help us. We've never had him ask us to help him. I mean, it's just unusual. I couldn't sleep wondering what that would be.
Yeah.
And then later we found out that, you know, it's been restoring the bank on State and Carrillo and bringing it back to its original appearance.
Because
he was restoring the bank and he liked history.
At this point, who had possession of the painting?
Okay, the painting was, it belonged to the docents. It was given to the docents because the historical museum, it was too big for them. And previous to that, it was in another bank downtown, and that bank moved out of their location, and the people, I think it was...
it was in some basement for a while.
It was in the basement. Yeah. I can't think of the department store's name at the moment. But it was a store, and they didn't have a place for it, so it was in the basement. They didn't want it. Nobody wanted this thing. It was a white elephant. And so it went to the historical museum. They didn't want it, and it was given to the docents at the courthouse, and that's what happened. It became the property of the docents. And so it was hung where it has been for many, many years. And Michael Tobes asked if he could borrow it for 5 years and put it in its original location, and that he would restore it. He would pay for all the transportation. And after a 5-year period, he would bring it back to the courthouse, cleaned and restored, and put it right back where it was. So I had the whole docent council involved in this decision. And at one of our general meetings, I told our audience that this had been proposed by Michael Tobes. We would get a great deal of help from him in restoring and conserving the painting. And it was only for a 5-year period. And what do you think? Do you think that this is something we should do? It was unanimous. The entire assembly voted, yes, let's do this. So we did. And I have all kinds of pictures of moving it too, if we use any of this. But where am I going with this? So
no, it's a great
one of the lawyers downtown, I think Carpello, I think it is. I'll get the name. I've sort of blocked it out. Decided that he was going to sue the docent council for giving away something that didn't belong to them. And that's not true. It did belong to the docents. It was a gift. The docents are sharing it with the community and the county by hanging it where it is. Well, this gentleman, this lawyer, decided that that's now he's not how he saw it. And
who was he representing?
I think he was representing, well, I think he's always representing himself because he thinks he's so special.
Oh, okay.
And the county, I believe.
He was representing the county. So the county was upset.
The county didn't, this all came from him.
Oh, okay.
The county didn't say a word about it.
They didn't care.
They didn't care. Okay. It was coming back. Art's lent all the time.
Right.
You know, it has a short stay somewhere and it gets put back where it was and appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, then I explained all that to this gentleman. This is a temporary loan. The time will go by very quickly, and we gain a complete restoration and conservation of this beautiful painting with a history. This is a win for everybody. He didn't see it that way. And he was after me. And I had a meeting with him and with Michael Tobes there, and I said, this isn't making any sense to me. The painting belongs to the courthouse docents. The docents have voted unanimously to lend it to Michael Tobes and the bank for 5 years. And then it will be returned, and it's a location where it has been. He didn't agree with me. He's no, it's not. It doesn't. It's not owned by the docents. It's owned by the county. I said, well, how can you say that? You know.
But the county didn't care.
No, the county doesn't even care. They didn't say anything when docents moved it to the bank. Nothing. Anyway, so he then came after me, and I was taken to lunch by one of the judges, Judge Hill, and he wanted to have lunch to talk to me about something important. And I said, okay, of course what am I going to supposed to say to Judge Hill when to take me for lunch to talk about something important when I'm supposed to say no?
Okay.
Anyway, he told me that this gentleman, this lawyer, was going to come after me and sue me and possibly take everything I own.
Oh my gosh.
And that got my attention. I still didn't understand how it could be turned around like that. Like how could I have anything to do with
Right.
It's 100% owned by the docents that unanimously voted for a loan. But Michael Tobes attended this meeting with me, and he said, Rodney, it's okay. We'll just send it back.
Oh.
He did the complete restoration. Everything was completely done as he was going to do it. And then he had it all removed, taken back, and hung on the wall.
Wow.
And he just washed his hands.
Before the 5 years were.
Yeah. Right away.
But after they had restored it.
After it was completely restored. Anyway.
And then a replica was made.
That was a big job. That was all done by Michael Tobes in a fashion that had never been done with something of that size, with a small, I don't know, I'll just call them pixels. I don't know what to say. It's all not in a computer, but it was all handmade and very, very meticulous work. And I think it's one of the only of its kind that this particular method was done. And now we'll go on to that later. So it was returned to Michael, what I always thought would be a joke against this.
So the painting, though, the original, was returned to the courthouse.
And that's where it is.
Was it returned to the ownership of the docent council?
No.
No.
Now it's owned by the county.
Okay, so the docent council gave it?
Yes.
So was that part of the deal
with
returning
this guy? Yeah, okay. With this lawyer. Oh, gosh, it continues. The saga continues. I don't think it'll ever end.
Yeah.
It's
really interesting.
Yeah. We had a wonderful celebration when the painting was hung at the bank, and Michael Tobes had all these brochures written and with photographs and the story of the painting, and had them in his bank to hand to people so they could see it, what they were seeing, the history of it, the docents, how it's here, how it's being loaned. Nice. Everything was really done. Yeah. And a lot of our docents went to celebrate the opening of the bank with the painting in it.
Yeah.
And the docents just loved the fact that we were getting this free gift of cleaning and restoration and sharing it.
Right.
And then putting it back again. We're all about history.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, that's a really interesting story. I remember in our class, we were told just very generally a little bit about it without any details whatsoever. And then we were also told that we should never discuss this in our tour.
Oh, yeah.
That it was
very controversial.
Controversial and confidential.
Yeah. No, we shouldn't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
It's actually gossiping, in a sense.
It's interesting history, though.
Yeah. Oh, it's fascinating.
Yeah, for people.
But now there's a twist
About and
the story continues. So I was in the bank just a while back, and the painting was the one that Michael Tobes had made was not there on the wall. The replica wasn't there.
How long ago was that?
And maybe a year ago. And so I called Janet Rufus, the president of the bank, the CEO of the bank, and said, "What's going on? With the paintings?" "Oh, well, we had a complaint." And I'm going to have to get to the bottom of how this took place, because she didn't want to talk about it right now. It was too bothersome for her to talk about it. I still haven't talked to her the details. Somebody complained of the history of what it meant, of Cabrillo and the relationship with the Native Americans, and what really happened with the Native Americans, and not what looks like happened in the painting. And the bank decided they didn't want any controversy in the bank. They were bankers, not historians, and didn't want to. I can find out all the details. Anyway, they took the painting out. I don't know where it is now, but these kinds of things are happening all the time.
This brings up
and
something
people complain about the mural in the mural room.
Are you aware of what happened on Thanksgiving?
No.
Long as possible for the next 100 years.
Next 100 years.
100 years of use is what they're going to get. And just one other question I had, those lanterns in the loggia, they hang at slightly different heights, don't they? You mentioned asymmetry.
Yes.
And so as I recall, they always looked to me like they were not exactly hanging all at the same height. Sort of a version of asymmetry.
Well, when I got up there on the lift and looked down the hall,
they
looked okay.
It could just be an illusion.
I think it is, because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And then you're closer to this one than you are to that one.
And they might look that way. Right, they're not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's some loggia lamps.
Okay.
Okay.
Stop recording.
Is it behaving? Apparently. It's good. Okay, now where were we?
Okay, so we were talking about, we learned all about the painting, which was really interesting. We were talking about when you became a docent. And so at the time, you were 3 years president, which is a really busy consuming job. And so you were doing projects all during.
And I was doing a project as well.
So you were like double.
Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed it.
Uh-huh.
It was, and the interaction with the docents was wonderful, and it was nice to be able to support the courthouse and the docents even more in depth than I had before, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
it's just such a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, there's so much there.
You have, that you have, accumulated over.
Years. When you're as interested as I've been,
it's like 16 years.
You do remember a few things.
Yeah.
And you can make connections, etc. So it's exciting.
A lot of stories that nobody would have ever otherwise have heard about, because there's just not enough space in this group too.
People don't really have any idea how much information there is,
right?
And the limited amount of time we have to share what we know,
right?
And you really have to be able to read your audience and see what's capturing their attention.
Yeah.
And you can do it. You can look at your audience and you can see where they perk up, and when they start asking questions about a certain area, you can follow what they want to see and hear. But you really have to make the Reader's Digest version of what you know.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, well, back to the lanterns.
Okay.
In the loggia. So just tell me a little bit about the age and the lanterns and their age, their condition.
Okay. I'll just give you
I guess going back maybe even further, preceding those loggia lanterns, what led you to start working on
The lamps?
the lanterns? Did you just
Okay.
see the condition they were in?
Yes.
Or-
What happened was the lantern that's outside of the lawyer's entrance, which is now no longer used as a passageway, has a very elaborate, large lantern, which has been hanging outside for nearly 100 years and was seriously falling apart to the point where I would consider it dangerous. Glass was falling out. The wires were frayed and it was barely still hanging there. And in my opinion, it was an emergency and it needed to be taken down immediately before something serious happened.
How did you find the people that were able,
I was able to get Scott Hosking, which was
with the county?
General Services. He and I developed a very mutual, beneficial relationship in regard to taking care of our castle in Santa Barbara. And when I would bring something up, such as this, and my concern about safety and the condition of the lamp and historic preservation, he totally understood it and right away had the lamp taken down. And we had a crate built just specifically for this lantern so that we could move it from the courthouse to another location where the work could be done to completely restore and repair and enhance the condition of the lantern. And that was simply because it was so obvious just by seeing it. It was an emergency. So that's how that started. That's how that started.
And
but
then,
prior to that was the lantern that you saw on the post outside of which is also in the lawyer's entrance area indoors.
the floor lamp stanchion.
Stanchion lamp. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name. And apparently there was a whole row of those downstairs outside offices. And now they're all gone and no one knows what happened to them.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the only one left. So it was really important to preserve that as part of our history of the courthouse.
Absolutely. And so a lot of lanterns have been done. And then the most recent ones that we're talking about are the loggia
Right.
lanterns.
The lanterns I focused on and really paid attention to were all the lanterns and lamps on the outside of the building. Those are the ones that had been exposed to the weather, 90 plus years. And nothing had ever been done to preserve them. And as we all know, gravity wins. And not only that, but exposure to wind and rain and everything else that the weather brings to us, that affecting the quality and the style and everything about the lamps was in terrible need of repair. That's what started me on the lamps. And then I was able to get a hold of Tanya from Holroyd Studios. I'm going to have to find out how I found out about them to begin with.
I wonder, how they came to your attention, how we learned about
Got to find out.
Yeah.
Yes. Tanya and I will put our heads together and remember.
Yeah, that would be interesting just to know, because they are, such specialists.
Yeah,
in what
incredible.
They do, and
In fact, in the United States,
we're so fortunate to have.
we are really fortunate.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, that's what started me on the lamps. And we got all the outdoor lamps restored first. And another one that was really critical was the one hanging over the Fiesta stage in the second garden.
Right.
And that one, look at the location and the glass falling out over the weddings, graduations, all the events that take place on that stage or underneath this lantern that was literally falling off the wall. So we're very happy to say that we've gotten all those lanterns that were outside that were compromised, which is an understatement, taken care of.
So all of the exterior ones are now taken care of.
Yes. We're now revisiting some of the not stanchion.
Ones that are attached to the wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
the lancet. I have the word in my head somewhere, and they're buried.
It'll come up.
It will.
And so the loggia lanterns are, I suppose, unique in that they're sort of indoor, outdoor.
Right. So they had been
How did that
exposed to the
affect
weather too.
Yeah. How did that affect their condition?
It was quite obvious that they'd been indoor, outdoor lamps. Mm-hmm. The wind in that area is tremendous from time to time. Mm-hmm. I mean, really windy. Mm-hmm. And they're only protected a slight amount.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hanging outside. There's a little roof over them, but the wind comes in there and they're flying back and forth. And then over the years, the light bulbs have to be replaced.
Uh-huh.
And so the general services staff, they really need to be trained on how to properly open and close the door and reach in and change the light bulb, because they're very delicate. Mm-hmm. And some of the doors are missing. And I think it was because it was an unsuccessful change of the light bulb. Mm-hmm. The nice way to put it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, these things disappear and you don't know where they went.
Just over 90 years. I mean, a lot can happen.
A lot can happen.
So these loggia lanterns, they're unique.
Very unique. And they're the only ones the loggia lanterns are the only ones of their kind in the building, inside or outside.
Uh-huh.
There are no more in that shape and style.
It's an unusual
very
shape and style.
It's a resemblance of lanterns, literally lanterns in homes in Spain.
Uh-huh.
And so they are very unique.
Uh-huh.
And we're very, very fortunate to have these in our Santa Barbara Courthouse.
Yeah. So just a little bit about the process.
Okay.
Of the lanterns.
Sure.
So they have to be taken down. So tell me with the loggia lanterns, what was the process?
Okay. Number one is I get Tanya and David, Holroyd Studios, to come out, meet with me, and talk to them about this is what we'd like to do next and what would be the best way to go about it. Where would you like to start? You know, we've got permission from the docents to move this project ahead. Mm-hmm. So let's get started. Mm-hmm. So I would arrange to get the lift from down in the basement and bring it up to the second floor where the lamps are located, mm-hmm. and get Tanya in the lift, mm-hmm. so she could get up to the lantern and get an idea by seeing them up close, firsthand up mm-hmm. close, and determine what type of condition they are in, or what kind of condition they're in, mm-hmm. both from metal fatigue, mm-hmm. weather, and things like wind and rain and hail and things that do a little bit of damage.
Mm-hmm.
But considering the location, I'm really surprised that they were in as good a condition as they were in. Mm-hmm. One of them had to have the door completely replaced. It was gone. No one knows where it is. But that's the beginning process, to mm-hmm. give them a good mm-hmm. inspection. During the inspection, we realized that they had extensive enough damage. They needed to be taken down, mm-hmm. taken to the studio, mm-hmm. and completely restored at their workshop. Mm-hmm. So we made arrangements to do that. And I don't want to say that General Services helped us in any way. Mm-hmm. Yes, they didn't have the, that's a nice way of putting this, the benefit of free time. I don't know how to say it.
They didn't have time.
They just didn't have time. Yeah. There are priorities, and this wasn't one of them. Mm-hmm. And so we let them know what we were up to, uh-huh. and we proceeded with the work, and we were able to remove them and have them delivered to Holroyd Studios for what you see that's been done. And then
So we have to. So who actually takes them down?
I had Powell Electric.
Mm-hmm.
Powell Electric, we had to have them because they had to disconnect the electricity to the lamps. And they had the ability and the knowledge and the expertise on raising and lower things of this caliber.
Mm-hmm. And do they find when they're taking the lanterns down, do they find wiring issues?
Oh, yes.
Are separate from the lanterns?
Yes.
And so do they go ahead and do they do repairs on that?
They do what's needed where the new wiring, whereas we replace all the old wiring in the lanterns and bringing up to code. And then the new wiring gets attached to the old wire, the existing wiring, which is...
But do they do anything with the existing wiring typically, or is that pretty much...
It depends on the situation and the availability to space to get into the areas to replace the wiring and bring it up to code. But we do that whenever possible. In fact, I should just say that. And we focus on that as well. That's how I would say it. We do focus on that as well.
That Powell Electric does what's needed to
They have the
have the wiring up to code.
and they also
To attach back to.
packed them up in boxes and crates and delivered them to Holroyd Studios. And then when it was time for them to come back, they brought them back and they reinstalled them. And the good thing is, the county sees some responsibility in some of this work. Not the conservation, restoration, and repair of the lanterns, but responsibility when it comes to the electrical condition of the courthouse. So we're lucky they have agreed to pay for the removal and the reinstallation of the electrical components.
Right. Right. So, what if the Docent Council wasn't doing this work? What would be happening?
The lanterns would be failing. We would lose them. And just about the only thing that you could do is to have copies made. And of course, copies don't even come close to the original lanterns.
Which I learned in the process of doing the spreadsheet that the one that's hanging over the old cornerstone
Is a replica.
is a copy.
Yeah. And you can tell right away. You look at it and go, oh my goodness, that's not original.
So what we would end up with, if the Docent Council wasn't taking on this work and doing it, is somebody from the county would
Pick out
pick something from a catalog
Yes.
that may or may not
Similar.
be similar or have any level of authenticity.
Right.
And so we would have a bunch of replicas.
And you can't even come close to copying what's original.
Right.
And then it costs a fortune, an absolute fortune,
To buy.
to have them made. Even though they don't look, well, they resemble, that's what they are. They resemble what was there, but they don't have any of the qualities. Anyway. Plus the time and the patina that you get, at least, you can't duplicate that. It's an
The
enhancement.
character, basically.
Yeah, it's an enhancement to the lanterns. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I forget which. I'd have to look back. Something I had posted on Instagram where I said, these originals are one of a kind. And an interior designer came back and said, oh, no, they're not. There are plenty of replicas out there. And I thought, yeah, but
Those are replicas.
they're not the same.
No, they're not the
They're
same.
not the same.
You know where I discovered that there are some that are the same?
Where?
are from the same places where the courthouse bought the lamps.
And where was that?
Hearst Castle.
Oh, we bought some of the lamps from Hearst Castle?
No, Hearst Castle was acquiring the lamps at the same time the courthouse was, and they have some identical lamps in Hearst Castle. Robert and I were on a tour. Look at that. There's a courthouse lamp. And turns out they had the same catalog.
Uh-huh. Now, Tanya was saying when we were talking with her that she said that all of the lanterns came from Spain.
Yes.
So none of them were... It was the ones, just the ones in the mural that were made in Los Angeles.
The strap iron ones from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, those are
which are entirely different.
Totally different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The others are from Spain. They were sold by a company in New York. I have some documentation on that, even the catalog that they came from.
Oh, that would be very interesting.
Yeah, find that.
So all of the lanterns, except for the mural room, came from it was a New York...
The seller.
Distributor?
Yeah, I'd say distributor. But let me get that information so we can make sure I want to make sure everything is correct.
Yeah, it would be interesting to say where they came, for people to know where they...
and then the history about their copies, or they're made to resemble the lanterns in Spanish homes, etc.
Yes, that would be... But at the time that they were purchased, they were newly made.
Yes.
Yes, they were not like...
No, they're not old.
Taken from some other old place.
Took it out of that mansion on the hill in Spain. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the funding for this work. For example, the Loja lanterns, or a typical lantern, where the funding comes from, what the costs entail.
Okay. So one of the things I talk about, and I'm going to go back a little bit, one of the things I talk about when I'm giving tours at the courthouse is how fortunate we are to have our visitors donate money to the information donation box, and for conservation, restoration of the elements of the courthouse. And the monies that are made from the gifts, the monies that are made from selling postcards and refrigerator magnets, can come up to a pretty significant amount. And so what we do is we as docents give tours of the courthouse, they see things that register as we need to take care of this. And so they come up, we bring that up at meetings to discuss it, and it will be voted on what we'd like to fix next. And then we get bids made on, this would be from Tanya Holroyd Studios, on how much the estimated amount might be. But you never know for sure, because you're going to find something when you're working on it that might be a little more serious. To get an estimate on the possible
So it's really
cost.
A preliminary estimate.
Yes.
Right.
And then I have to give it padding on both sides. It might not cost this, so it could cost as low as this, and then as high or even higher than this. And so then we vote on it. And so far so good. The docents do decide on prioritizing what they'd like to see done first. I listen to that very carefully. You have to give the power to the docents 100%, not me. You have to respect the docents. So, and I do 100%. I mean, they're spending the money. They're the ones that are generously supporting everything and they see what needs to be done. Anyway, that's why we work so well together. Anyway, where would we going with that? So the person that's doing the inspection, and I guess I already talked about that with Tanya Holroyd and David. And then there's electricians to talk about what needs to be done and possible costs for that, so I can share it with the county. I make sure that the county is fully aware of the expense and what we're doing. So they're always in the loop. Now that didn't happen with Pat. What's his face? PZ, the guy who's no longer with us. Thank heavens it was destroying general services in the courthouse. Everybody was leaving.
Oh, yeah.
It was terrible. Anyway, a gossip section.
So you keep the county updated as things progress.
Right.
If there's any changes.
Right, to make sure there aren't any compromises or misunderstandings or impact to the courthouse and the working of the courthouse. Making sure that we're not causing a negative impact.
Yeah, any operational. And so, do you remember roughly what the Loja lanterns cost?
Oh,
I have it here.
I have it all written down to a penny.
I have it here. The Loja lanterns were a total, and this included the scaffolding and all of the work that Holroyd did, just under $7,400.
That's what I was saying.
So that's
going to say.
A substantial
I was going to say that. Yeah,
you know, that's
it is.
You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, or
and then the drapery project, all that whole hallway upstairs. It's so beautiful. And then some of the windows downstairs. That came to $15,000. And that's all from the docents' donations from the community.
Right.
That's substantial.
And sometimes individual people make substantial, make sometimes substantial contributions that go a long way to help out.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And now where are we?
Is there anything else you want to say about the Loja lanterns? Anything special?
Yes, there is.
Came up,
the area that the Loja lanterns have been hanging in, that area has been very dark in the corner where the clerk's office is. Primarily because there weren't enough lights in the fixture, and then what was there was blocked out by the bird nests because the door was missing and the birds could get in and did and fill it with nests. So you really weren't getting the benefit of light out of that particular lantern. And so in the process of cleaning, restoration, and improvements, one of the improvements would be that the light bulbs that were there before, the intensity, the color, and the longevity of those bulbs that's changed. So we now get a more appropriate hue, color, if you will, to the light that's emitted with a wattage, which is not really the wattage, the intensity of the light, the strength of the light is more in line with what you're wanting to illuminate. So we paid a lot of attention to the fact that it's a dark corner, a lot of attention to the hue that you get because you don't want a bright white look, especially with the artifacts in the building. You don't want them to look like there's spotlight on them.
Right.
So you want to enhance the look. Yeah. And so we're very careful about
spaceships.
that. Yeah, spaceships. Exactly. Anyway, so we are very sensitive to the color, the strength of the light, and the longevity of the bulb. We save money for the county in buying bulbs that are energy efficient, last longer. You don't have to pay for them to be replaced as often. It's a win-win for everybody. And we improve the lighting in the Loja, and especially the lighting in the back corner where the clerk's office is. You can see that area where you couldn't see it before. You couldn't see the handle to the door.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. I mean, that's a lot of really wonderful material that we can make a nice little...
We can make a story
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Loja looks regal now.
It does.
With those drapes and the beauty of the area to begin with, and then with the improvement to restoration of the lamps really makes it look regal.
And considering that the mural room is really kind of a primary attraction within the courthouse. I mean, sometimes when I'm down on those first floor galleries walking around, I think, why isn't anybody down here? These are so beautiful.
Yeah.
But people come in and there's the beautiful tile and the stairway and the information booth, and it just they go that way.
Oh, so
and so the first place they usually land, as a major thing is in the mural room.
Right. And see, I much prefer to start the tour downstairs where the security is. That's where I like to start the tour.
Oh, you do? That's
because that is a really good place to introduce asymmetry and the type of style that the courthouse is in, and where that style comes from, and the influence that the Andalusian area of Spain had on what they see, what they're about to see. It's a great place to stand back where the security people are now from that wall with and look that direction of the docent booth. And you see the arches, you see the asymmetry, you see all of that. And then you can start the history of why the building is looking the way it does.
Right.
And how it just gets better as we go.
Right.
And then when you point out that ceiling with that's a big aha.
Yeah.
I mean, people are always saying, they gasp at that. And then you tell the story of the tile on the way up the stairs. And then you go in the mural room and it's just like, holy moly.
Right. And then you go to the loggia.
And then you go to the loggia.
And so those loggia lanterns, are pretty significant.
Absolutely.
As an improvement.
And the drapes. I mean, you walk around the corner from the mural room, and then there's still that regal look.
Right.
With the color and the length of the drapes and the way they hang.
Now, are the loggia lanterns, is the, for the restorations, I mean, do we have any knowledge of then how much more time does that give us? Like, when will there reach another point where they need more attention, or do they need routine maintenance?
That's a good question, routine maintenance.
I mean, do we ever, I do see things like cobwebs and whatnot from time to time.
Yes.
I wouldn't imagine that would cause any damage.
No, what causes damage in that regard is
the weather.
Handling the door and making
changing the lights.
You're not disturbing the structure by putting your hands in and out of it.
Right. So when they change, when changing the light bulbs is a really important
big deal. And they don't know that
thing that
it's just a job to them.
Really need to figure out how to get some emphasis on.
I think what we should do.
It seems like a small thing, right? But it's not.
It's not a small thing.
Not when.
So what we really need to do is develop a more in-depth relationship with general services and get people trained. Teach them the importance of what they're doing.
Right.
And just
share
give
with
them an
them,
education.
let them know what we're doing.
Right.
Because
and with that, we're working together as a team
into this work to restore these things. I mean, you've accomplished something that you want to then you want to
encourage.
You want to keep it. You want to preserve it.
Yeah.
As